Amazon has delivered the job cuts it warned about and then some. 18,000 employees will be let go, almost twice as many as Amazon was planning just 2 months ago. And that's just one of the many mass layoffs to tell you about today. Let's bring in Jeannie Lee with more on this. Jeannie, why this escalation?
Well, the CEO of Amazon told staff, Hannah, that it's an uncertain and difficult economy. But, just how much more difficult did the economy get from just 2 months ago is the big question here, because we know that these cuts that actually have happened are, as you say, much bigger than first announced. And so what we do know is that the all-important holiday shopping season came and went in the last 2 months. So when the results come out for this quarter, we'll find out exactly how much of an impact that had, that precipitated more cuts. Was it a worse season than expected, for example? Now, let's have a look, meanwhile, at just what this means in perspective to when you consider the entire workforce of Amazon. You have Amazon reporting a total workforce of 1.5 million, roughly. That was at the end of September of last year. So 18,000 layoffs would represent just over 1% of the entire workforce, which proportionately is not a lot, but of course painful to the 18,000 involved. And it is just about twice as much as just back in November had been predicted, because back then Amazon said we might cut 10,000 jobs. Now it's 18,000 that are actually happening. So we know there's been a lot of automation going on, a lot fewer people needed at some of those fulfillment centers that are now heavily robotized. Meanwhile, the HR jobs are being cut. Other services that relate to expansion are being cut because Amazon is no longer in expansion mode. So, you have to not be surprised by this, considering that the staff itself has grown by a factor of 28 in the last 10 years. That's a whole lot more staff, 1.5 million when it used to be, 56,000 just 10 years earlier.
Yeah, it is a tougher economy too, Jeannie, but is that the only reason for all these cuts?
Well, we can once again blame the pandemic for some of what's going on. You'll remember that early on there was that work from home technology that was so popular. Online shopping exploded, all kinds of things related to the lockdown. And so the technologies and internet spaces that were critical for this type of activity, those businesses just, grew along with the demand, the anticipated demand that a lot of CEOs thought would last forever. This was going to be the game changer when no one is going to ever work from the office again, essentially. But obviously that was overstated